Hi, my name is Layla Williams, and I'd like to start by telling you a little bit about myself. I've moved 6 times to 3 countries in my lifetime. And due to my dad's 28 years and continuous service in the United States Air Force, my family moves very frequently. As we move, we are exposed to new languages, cultures, and people. And in my dad's job, he interacts with people all the time. Whether it's speaking with the airmen, having a meeting with his boss, or having a luncheon with foreign relations, he constantly learns more about the people and the environment around him. He is able to broaden his horizons of the lives of others and learn how he can relate to people. My interactions are quite similar, including the unique aspects of different cultures. I've never lived in one place for more than 4 years, and I change schools all the time. At every school, I experience a different atmosphere with a wide array of students. For example, in Italy, I learned that sometimes people's idea of personal space is almost non-existent, but the relationships they build with each other are eternal. Let me tell you a story. So over the summer, my mother, father, brother, and I went to visit my Italian side of the family in Italy. My Italian side of the family lives in a small rural town in the mountainside, where everyone there has lived there for the entire span of their lives. To give you some context, my mom grew up there for around 3 years when she was 6 years old with her grandmother. The last time we had all visited as a family was in 2014. As we walked through the town, my mom and cousin would stop and say hello to almost every single person. As soon as I would hear, "Ciao, Marianna," I knew I'd better find somewhere to sit. It was like when your mom sees her friend at the grocery store to the power of 1,000. But afterwards, she would tell me, "I used to go to school with them," or "They used to babysit me," or "She used to be friends with my grandmother." And I realized that all the neighbors, shopkeepers, and friends had never left. It's a similar occurrence in American culture. I have friends who've lived in one place their entire lives and have never experienced anything other than the comfort of the United States. Sometimes their relationships may be apart for a very long time, and they're still able to rekindle them after years of not seeing each other, just like my mom and the people of the town. 2 different countries with different cultures, Italy and the United States, share some of the same ideas and comforts, but prejudiced ideas about each other will set them apart. An imaginary line between the 2 will last until experience is able to erase the misconceptions. And the only way to experience something is to travel. And the ticket to travel is a passport. Now, I've literally had a passport since the day I was born because I was born in Italy. I've experienced more than just American culture, and I'm able to share with my peers about some of the clear realities about the rest of the world. Moreover, ignorance can no longer be accepted as nations build international relationships. I think we can all agree that rumors have nothing but negative connotations. And rumors don't want to get spread because they're simply not true. If you think about it, prejudice is a deeply ingrained development of rumors. As soon as there's an opinion attributed to a stereotype, you just can't seem to shake the ideas associated with it. Successes and/or failures shouldn't be determined just because a person in power is ignorant to the truth. I'm of mixed ethnicity, but the first thing people see about me is my curly hair and my tan complexion, and already many people would have their fixated opinions. I can't tell you how many people would have thought that I was athletically gifted or that I would have played basketball. And I can't imagine the amount of instances where people of color have been denied job opportunities simply because their employers believe that all African Americans are unreliable. But this doesn't only apply to African Americans. Chinese, Mexicans, Japanese, Arabs, each are viewed according to pre-developed stereotypes. The future shouldn't be like this just because preconceived notions have yet to be proven false. But sometimes, stereotypes aren't only connected to a group of people. Sometimes they're connected to a region itself. Suddenly, everyone who lives or has lived in the area is associated with the common aspects of the region. Like when I say Hawaii, images of rainbows constantly flooding the sky, sandy beaches with turquoise waters, luau's, and hula dancing probably come to mind. Now, even though Hawaii is one of the 50 states, it feels like a whole other world. When I first moved there, the island itself seemed to exude wonder. It was surreal seeing the lush rolling green mountains and being constantly gifted with fresh plumeria leis. I thought, I'll just come here and live in my house on the water, and it'll be like a 2-year-long vacation. Because that's all Hawaii is, right? A vacation spot. At first, that's what it felt like. We went to Bellows Beach almost weekly, went sightseeing, and went on amazing hikes. We saw pineapples growing and saw sea turtles in the wild. All amazing things to do in a vacation. But the truth is, Hawaii isn't just a vacation spot. Life goes on the island of Oahu. People still had to go to work, and I still had to go to school. Now, even though Hawaii generally spreads the aloha spirit, there were times where I just couldn't seem to find it. Even though I was surrounded with languages like the Hawaiian dialect pidgin, food like poke, beaches like Haleiwa, and people like the Hawaiians, it felt like my Hawaiian vacation had come to an end. At my new school, I felt alone. And you would think that at a school that was 70% military children, there would be somebody who would be able to empathize with my situation and want to build that relationship with me. But it wasn't the case. I began to grow tired of being constantly ignored in the one place I spent the most time. And it didn't help that the sun constantly shone and rainbows became a common sight. I mean, who says that they can't ever wait to leave paradise? Was it the dense population of children who hadn't experienced other cultures? Did they simply not want to integrate themselves and meet more people? I'd like to say that I'm a very open-minded person when it comes to experiencing new cultures and meeting new people. But I have to say, one of my initial responses to learning about one of my newest adventures will resonate with me for the rest of my life. It can also serve as an example for others to take their own journeys into the real world. When my dad first told me we were moving to Qatar, I said to myself, I didn't know Qatar was a country. But I looked on the map for the country that wasn't actually the name of a stringed instrument to see where it was in the world. As soon as I found the little peninsula, I immediately inspected its neighbors: Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, Iran. And I felt my stomach drop. All I could imagine was living in the middle of nowhere with sand dunes everywhere. News stories of the wars, the bombs, and the fighting. A life filled with fear and the unknown. As soon as I told my friends, they all told me the same thing. As soon as I told them I was moving to the Middle East, the first thing they would caution me for was for my safety. I never heard anything about the unique culture, the beautiful architecture, or the wonderful people, only about the danger my life would be in. Why did people group violence in a small area of the region as the entirety of the actions of the people in the area? Maybe it was growing up only being exposed to the negatives. They must have instilled a negative prejudice about the region in my young mind. I mean, it was all I was ever exposed to, all I ever knew. That is, until I moved here a little over a year ago. It's when I first experienced the heat of a Doha summer. A busy night at the mall, saw the beautiful skyline, and met the range of all the amazing people. It's then that I realized that Qatar had more similarities than differences with the United States than I would have predicted. Some ways even seemed to exceed my expectations. which will eventually make for a devastating farewell. Sometimes, as I lie down to go to sleep, I think about the person I was before I saw the world, before I knew what was really going on. How different of a person would I be if I've never experienced this reality? How different would my future be? How different would I be if I never met all the friends I have today? The ones who have influenced me and my future. They tell me about their traditions, like their 4-day-long weddings, unique recipes with ingredients from their cultures, languages, and their families. Even though they have unique aspects that set them apart from the rest of the world, there's always something that remains similar. For example, I have friends from Hawaii, Italy, Pakistan, Lebanon, Sudan, Puerto Rico, and many others. But what remains similar? Whether it's a common hobby or a favorite movie franchise, we're always able to relate to each other and connect over something. I'll tell you this, no matter what culture, little crazy brothers are going to be little crazy brothers. But how does this shape the future? I'm going to tell them what I've just told you now. I'm going to share with them some of the clear realities about the rest of the world. I'm going to try to influence my peers now before they are the ignorant ones in power, denying opportunity to those they don't understand. I'm going to try to teach them about the rest of the world while their minds are still open to learn, before they lock them up and throw away the key. Thank you.